Hello, my name is Kenechiko Kosa, and today's topic is on scenario 8, interviewing. Um, the article talks about how interviews are being held, especially this during this pandemic period, and the changes that have been witnessed over the past, well, about a year, such as you having to have an environment that is set up that will be appealing to the interviewer. And other questions like that can be asked, like how are you handling the pandemic, learning about the companies, and the writer went over some other key points such as learning about the company's culture, um, and so all in all, I think it was a good article because it pointed some things out that one might not have noticed over the course of this whole pandemic. And it highlighted areas that we can focus on, when we find ourselves in a position where we are at an interview, and not only that, the writer uh, covered some important key points, like, hold on a second. So, yeah, learning about the company culture. It's very essential because not only are you trying to find a place to work, you have to understand that this is somewhere you're going to be for a while, and because this is often overlooked, that's why you see people who get into a job, just to get hired and to pay bills and at least to have something going. But then, because the company culture is not something that is that aligns with their values, or they begin to get worked up, and before you know it, they quit. This is why you have high turnover rates in a lot of jobs, especially like nursing, because it is rigorous, it is stressful, you know. And also, another idea that I picked from the article was, yeah, she also mentioned, and the writer also mentioned certain questions they throw at you, like, oh, how are you handling the pandemic? You know, as an interviewer, as an interviewee, you are supposed to understand certain questions come with certain connotations. They don't literally mean, they're not asking you how you're handling the pandemic, really. They're trying to see, what is because of the current situation of things, how can you be creative with, even when you're faced with an uphill task, or you're at a disadvantage, just like the pandemic has placed everyone at. And, it's talking about leadership, creativity, adaptability to crisis, and yeah, and from the other video where he asked a question about something that um I picked the question, uh tell me about a time you didn't know something. I feel with that, how I'll answer that question is, it's always good to be accepting and willing to learn. And times where I found myself in a position where I didn't know something, I ensured that I asked the supervisor. And sometimes you find yourself in a position where you have a supervisor that is not the most, helping, and you can't go wrong going by you can't go wrong going by the policy book. So that's the best way I'll answer that question.